Because when I look on the socials and have a look at what you're doing, it looks like the community is not only is it like of a good size, it's like it's very much engaged and thriving,
Mhm.
because you can have a massive community but nobody talks to each other, and it's like, right, it looks good on paper. You can see we've got X amount of members, but you've got like a very engaged community.
Definitely, yeah.
Was there something like, how did you go about building such an engaged community?
Yeah, I think that was something that was, like, very important to me in the early days because so even when Babes and Waves started, it was never meant to be what it was. It was just a meetup group once a month virtually. It was 10 of us, and we'd come together. I'd, like, do a lot of Googling, I'd make a presentation, I'd share what I'd learned, and then we'd talk about it as a group.
Mm,
So in the early days, it was that was all it was meant to be, and then the pandemic hits, and then I'm thinking about what I could do, and I'm researching, and then I came across membership clubs, like business membership clubs, and I'm
mm,
like, "Wait a second." I'm like, "I swear this is what I do."
mm.
And I joined a couple, and I was like, "Oh, great, like, I can be part of one." And number 1, they were all very white, and I was a bit like, "Okay, where's the spice?" But and then number 2, it was just very like, it was just people promoting their own stuff, and no one was
Yeah.
actually helping each other or wanting to talk. It was very much like, "Here, I'm selling this ebook for whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is just dead vibes, man."
Mm.
And so when I went back to my members, I said, "I think we've got a great thing here. How would you feel about chipping in like £10 a month, and then I'll use that money to hire someone who actually knows what they're talking about instead of me Googling shit." I was like, how does that feel? And
Mm.
everyone was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." And then they told their friends, and they told their friends, and it grew. And like the rule, like everyone always says, set your community rules. And I never really did anything that formal, but we always had like a no self promo rule.
Yeah.
And always that, like, you have to be a giver, not a taker mindset. So it's all well and good. You're obviously in these spaces because you're investing in yourself and you want to learn and you want to grow for yourself. But you can always very quickly spot the people who are just there to do that in a selfish way, and they're not there to learn like the power of collaboration. They're not there because they think anyone else has anything of value. They're just literally there to like post and run.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think it was just always like repeating that, always encouraging that, and then people really liked that, and people were like genuinely rooting for each other. Like people became really good friends. Like, like one babe got married and a couple of babes went to her wedding. Like it was always that mindset of, is there a way that we can be friends and be on this journey together and not just this transactional creative industry kind of setup that we have in London, where it's very
Yeah.
much, what can you give me and what am I willing to give you for that?
Yeah.